In the heart of Johannesburg's Sandton district, where glass towers reflect ambition and dreams, Lerato Makona walked briskly through the office lobby of Ubuntu Financial Group. She was smart, stylish, and sharp-tongued, the kind of woman who didn't need to announce her presence. Her confidence spoke for her. At the reception desk, a familiar voice called out. "Ah, Lerato. Still walking like you own the building?" She turned and saw Thabo Dlamini, her childhood friend from Soweto, now her immediate boss. Their friendship went way back, shared lunchboxes in primary school, neighborhood games, late-night chats about escaping the township and making it big. When Thabo got promoted to operations manager, he pulled some strings and helped Lerato secure a position in his department. Everyone in the office knew they were close, too close. At first, things were easy between them. They cracked jokes in meetings, exchanged playful glances during presentations, and called each other by their childhood nicknames, T-Man and Blurry. Colleagues found it cute at first, until the familiarity began to blur professional lines. Lerato often strolled into the office late. "Ah, relax, T-Man," she'd say, sipping her latte. "You know traffic from Midrand is a nightmare." Thabo would laugh it off, saying, "I'll sign you in. Just don't make it a habit." But it did become a habit. Soon she began ignoring official emails, missing deadlines, and chatting loudly during client calls. When other staff members tried to correct her, she would smirk and say, "Thabo knows I'm doing my job. Don't stress." Behind closed doors, whispers grew. Some colleagues started resenting the favoritism. Others simply waited for the day things would explode. And that day came. Ubuntu Financial Group landed a massive deal with a European investment firm, the biggest project of the year. Thabo appointed Lerato as the project coordinator, trusting her to handle client communication and documentation. But Lerato, overconfident and careless, missed a critical virtual meeting with the foreign investors. She had gone for brunch with friends, assuming Thabo would cover up like always. The investors were furious. They emailed the company's managing director directly, complaining of unprofessional behavior. Within hours, the entire office buzzed with tension. Thabo was summoned to the executive boardroom, where he faced harsh questioning. When Lerato returned, smiling and carrying shopping bags, she noticed the atmosphere, cold, silent, and heavy. Thabo's face said it all. "Lerato," he said softly, "we need to talk." He closed the door to his office and handed her the printed email from the board. Her face drained of color as she read it. "They're blaming me for this, Thabo," she stammered. "You are responsible," he replied, his tone firm but weary. "I've protected you for too long. I let our friendship blind me to what was happening." Lerato's eyes widened. It was the first time he'd spoken to her like that. "Are you firing me?" she asked quietly. "I don't want to," he said, "but the company will. I can't stop it this time." Tears welled up in her eyes. "So all our years of friendship mean nothing now?" Thabo sighed. "They mean a lot, Luri. But friendship doesn't excuse disrespect. You stopped seeing me as your boss the moment I became your friend again. And I stopped leading the moment I treated you like the girl from Soweto instead of a professional." The next morning, Lerato's termination letter was officially circulated. She packed her desk silently as her colleagues watched, some sympathetic, others indifferent. A week later, Thabo requested a transfer to the company's Cape Town branch. The incident had shaken him deeply. He learned that leadership without boundaries destroys both relationships and credibility. Months later, while job hunting, Lerato saw Thabo's interview on a business podcast. He said something that pierced her heart. When closeness loses respect, it stops being friendship and starts becoming destruction. In any workplace, blurred lines can ruin trust faster than betrayal. She replayed the clip over and over, realizing how her arrogance had turned a friendship built over decades into a painful memory. Years later, when she finally started her own consulting firm, Lorado hung a framed inscription above her desk, words that now guided her every decision. True friendship thrives on respect. Once respect fades, even love can't hold what's left together. And every intern who joined her company learned the same unshakable truth: no matter how close you are to someone, a boss, a colleague, or a friend, once respect is lost, the foundation of trust begins to crumble. As Lorado often told her team, closeness should never erase respect. It's easy to mistake familiarity for understanding, but when people grow too comfortable, they start crossing invisible lines that once held the relationship together. Respect isn't about fear or formality, it's about recognizing the worth of another person, even when you know them inside out. She would remind her staff that every relationship, whether between friends, lovers, or colleagues, stands on three pillars: trust, respect, and boundaries. The moment one of these pillars weakens, the entire structure begins to tilt. In her own life, she had watched friendship crumble under the weight of unchecked familiarity, and she knew that once respect is lost, even love or loyalty can't hold things together. Lorado came to understand that respect is the anchor that steadies relationships when emotions threaten to stir chaos. It gives space for friendship to grow freely without being choked by pride or entitlement, and it keeps love tender instead of turning it into control. She realized that genuine closeness isn't the freedom to say or do whatever one pleases, but the wisdom to still choose kindness, restraint, and thoughtfulness, even when familiarity makes those things easy to forget. Her story is a timeless reminder that respect is not demanded, it is earned, nurtured, and protected. Once it disappears, even the strongest bonds begin to weaken. But when it is present, every connection, personal or professional, stands firm, no matter the storm. If this story spoke to you, subscribe to Geraldinho Stories, where real lessons meet powerful storytelling. Every tale is crafted to touch the heart, inspire reflection, and remind us that the smallest choices often define the biggest outcomes.